A few weeks ago, a representative from TOPDON reached out to me to see if I wanted to check out this brand new TB6000Pro product that they're releasing. It's a smart battery charger and tester. We were discussing it, and the feature that caught my eye was the fact it has Bluetooth connectivity. So you can connect to an app on your iOS or Android device to initiate and monitor the battery charging phases, and you can actually interact with it to do a battery test. So I thought that was quite intriguing. So they've gone ahead and sent me this one. This is a beta model. It's currently in a Kickstarter program phase. So if you're interested in this particular product, make sure you check out the video's description section for the information about the Kickstarter program for this particular product. Now on the bottom, we have the general list of features. And with that list of features, we can see there are 6 charging modes. They support lithium-ion batteries as well, and it also supports lithium iron phosphate batteries according to the user manual. It can charge normal size lead acid batteries, 6-volt batteries, also 12-volt small capacity batteries like I have one here I'm going to be using it with. It's for a golf cart, so we're going to check that out. And it can repair batteries, and then one of the questions that usually always comes up is, can I have it charge the battery and then leave it connected to maintain it? And that's exactly one of the features that this has, is it will charge it and then maintain the battery going forward. So you can plug it in and hopefully plug it in, forget it, and it will maintain the battery for you until you need to use the device the battery's installed in. And we have the ability to test batteries, and you can schedule the charging time using the app. So there's a lot of nice features that are in this product, and it can support batteries with 5 amp hours to 240 amp hours. And I'm going to be testing one that has a capacity of 32 amp hours. So that's what we'll be checking out in this video. So let's get into it. The items that come in the box, of course, we have the TB6000Pro itself. We have the AC power cord here, and then the output charging cable or tester cable here with a modular connector on the end. It does come with a set of alligator clips, and alligator clips terminate in this modular connector as well. And the thing I've noticed in here is the alligator clips do open quite wide, and it does have a wire that runs to both the alligator clip sides, so both have connectivity to the power from the TB6000Pro, and both of those open fairly wide and have a pretty good strong spring inside of them. The next piece that comes in there is another adapter here, which with the modular connector, it terminates in these ring terminals that you can connect to a battery for quick disconnect capabilities and connect capabilities for the TB6000Pro. The one thing that I wish it had on here was a rubber cap to protect make sure there's nothing that will short across this, and then an inline fuse. I have other products from other companies that do have those rubber caps and inline fuses to protect it, just in case this gets squished in something or the end terminals touch some sort of metal inside the unit that you have it connected into. And then we have the user manual with multiple languages. And that's basically the product that comes in the box. The TB6000Pro can be operated in 2 modes with regard to the charging and maintaining function. That is connected over Bluetooth to your iOS or Android device, and you're using the TB6000Pro app on that device. And the other mode is standalone mode, which is what we're operating in right now. There is no Bluetooth connection at that point. You're just simply running the TB6000Pro by itself. And you'll see that the flashing Bluetooth symbol over here is flashing because of that lack of a connection. And you'll notice at the very top there, the mode that it's in. Right now it's assuming 12-volt normal mode, but it's flashing. We have not selected the active charging and maintaining program yet. So right now it's displaying the voltage level of the battery, and you need to then toggle between them by pressing the mode button here. And it will go to repair, 12-volt repair, 12-volt supply, which is a constant voltage supply and amperage supply. And then there's 12-volt small, which we'll end up using here in just a moment. And then there's 12 volt lithium, and then 6 volt normal. So you continue to press this with the single click and it'll toggle between the various modes. So let's get back to 12 volt small, and then you double click to initiate that particular program. And right now it's showing the charge state at 35%. And it's going to go through the various 9 phases for a lead acid battery to make sure that it's fully charged. And once it's fully charged, it will then maintain that battery from that point on. Again, this is operating in standalone mode, and it's showing the voltage level, and it's showing the amount of amps that it's outputting, 0.7 amps at this point, and the battery charge level is 35%. Over here, it will display the phase number that it's in the charging cycle. Again, for lead acid, it has 9 charging phases, and for lithium ion, it has a total of 5 steps for lithium ion batteries. I'm now going to attempt to connect to the TB6000Pro from my Android device over Bluetooth, and I've started the app. I've overlaid the app screen on the left side of the video here, and you can see that on the top section it says disconnected. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and this is the first time I'm running the app, so I'm going to have to give it permissions to allow it to do that function. And you can see that there is the TB6000Pro with a particular MAC address, and that's the only one in the area, so I'm going to select that. So I'm connecting to it, and we can see that we have a Bluetooth connected state on the top, and the current status is that it's charging. And it's now, I've gone into the battery level portion of the app, and we can see that it's at a battery level charge of 100%. And I believe we can toggle over here to voltage and add that in for current and voltage. And you can see that it's 0 amps at this point since the battery is fully charged. And you can interact with it here, and you can also stop the charging if you don't need it to continue after this point in time. So let's look at the charge information, and we can see that the phase that it's in is phase 9, which is maintenance. And then again, you can request that it stop charging. But during the charging cycle for the lead acid battery, there will be the 9 different phases that it goes through to go ahead and charge the battery, and then it gets to phase 9 of maintaining, and those phases are listed in the user manual. So the good thing about this is you have that information real time. You can actually connect to it after you initiated the charging in a standalone mode, and you can check it out there. There are reports before and after charge that you can get on if you initiate the charging in the app. We can see that it's fluctuating the voltage level while it's in this maintenance mode, and we can go ahead and tell it to stop charging at this point. Confirm. It's fully charged. So let's go ahead into the testing options. So we can do a battery test. So we can test the cold cranking amps, the state of health, state of charge, internal resistance, and a few additional categories of the battery, attributes of the battery. This is only supported on lead acid batteries, so keep that in mind. And we've got the clamps connected as it says. So let's go ahead and click next. And let's select the battery type. It is a regular flooded battery, but make sure you check the type of battery you have and select the appropriate type. And I'm going to input the battery capacity in cold cranking amps, since that is what's provided on this particular battery, and it is 230. And next. And it's showing that the state of this particular battery, state of health is 100%, state of charge is 100%, It tested out at 277 cold cranking amps, even though it's rated at 230. The battery voltage at this point in time is 12.99 volts at the time of the test, and the internal resistance is listed. And we can go ahead and save that. And if you want, you can share that information. There is the possibility of doing this before and after a charging of the battery as well. And then you can do charging tests. So again, this is similar to what we were seeing before. Now, this is for a charging system where you start the vehicle and turn off all the electronics, and you get the information about the charging system of the vehicle that the battery is installed in. And then same thing for cranking, where you use the starter to try to start the vehicle. You can see how well the battery will maintain the battery voltage and how well the battery provides power to the system while under the severe load of cranking the starter to start the engine. So, and then we have quick charging options. And then this is if you're just wanting to pick them from the app itself, you can do it here. And then you can also set up an appointment, as they're calling it here, which is basically setting a schedule for the time of the charging, so you can schedule when the power will be consumed from your home. Maybe you have a better rate plan at different times of the day at your home. And in there, after the device is powered up, time setting will not be saved. Confirm. So you can select the start times and hours and minutes, and then select the number of days and hours. So you can select the start time and the continuous time from that point on. And then again, you have the 12 volt 6 amp normal battery for lead acid, and the various types within lead acid, the wet gel, AGM, and then you can do 12 volt repair, 12 volt supply, which is a fixed voltage, and amperage, which is useful to maintain power in your vehicle if you're trying to perform some diagnostics or program a module. And then the 12 volt 3 amp small, which is what I'm using for this particular lead acid battery from a golf cart. And then you have the 12 volt 6 amp lithium mode for lithium ion and lithium iron phosphate, and then 6 volt 3 amp normal mode. And then you can add a mode depending on set up the characteristics that you would like to see it charged with. This is probably for someone with advanced knowledge, not the typical DIY that doesn't have intimate knowledge of various battery types. But if you're a professional and understand that information, the ability to set that in the app is possible and could be quite useful depending on if you have a special needs situation for a different type of battery that isn't covered by the other modes. And then once you've picked the appropriate information, again, I could pick the 12 volt 3 amp small and simply say start charging. And then on the display, again, we see that it has estimated at 35%. And again, current and voltage, let's display that. And we were at 0.2 amps, and looks like we're floating up a little bit here, 0.7 amps, and you can see that on the chart here. So that's the thing that really intrigued me about this particular charger maintainer, is the fact that you have the app that allows you to interact with it and get that information. That makes it very useful and informative on the current state of the battery and the charging cycle that it's in right now. So we're already up to 50% since we charged it before. This is a battery that wasn't depleted a large amount. It was sitting for a few weeks, but it doesn't have a great amount of discharge that takes place with this particular battery I found over the past. And I really love this feature, being able to watch this interactively. And you, like I said, you can schedule the information, schedule the charging. And we're in this phase right now. We're in phase 4. And that should correspond to the 4 that's on the screen, which it does. That's a quick overview of the brand new TOPDON TB6000Pro Smart Battery Charger and Tester. The Bluetooth connectivity and the Android and iOS app is a very nice feature that I would use quite a lot with this particular product, but it again does operate in battery charging and maintenance mode in standalone mode without the app. If you want to test a battery, it has the test functions. It has the ability to schedule a charging session with for that battery. So there's a lot of nice features in this, and it supports a wide variety of batteries as I've listed in this particular video. So if you're interested in this type of product, make sure you check out the video's description section or the link to the Kickstarter page for this particular product. Make sure you check it out soon, since that Kickstarter program is active and you can get a reduced price if you're an early supporter of the Kickstarter program for it. And I was sent to this product free of charge for the review, so keep that in mind. I don't make any commissions on anything on the Kickstarter page, so it's just there for your information. I think it's going to be a decent product, and if you think so too, go check it out on the Kickstarter page. If you like this video and think it was helpful and informative in making a purchase decision, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification to be notified when I upload new videos just like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.